Smuggling people and drugs off our coast. The U.S. Coast Guard says recent apprehensions are the latest in a growing trend. Lynn Stewart takes a look at just how big the problem is.
By air, the Coast Guard helps to intercept a boat with 14 suspected undocumented people floating in Mission Bay.
They were actually stopped inside of Mission Bay, and that's pretty unusual.
Within hours, a boat with about 1,000 pounds of marijuana on board is chased onto a beach in Encinitas. 3 people are taken into custody. The day before, a third boat was intercepted after dropping off half a dozen people in Carlsbad. 2 more suspected smugglers who are in this country illegally are taken into custody.
We are seeing a lot of smuggling.
The Coast Guard says it's seeing a dramatic increase in the amount of smugglers they're catching off our coast. The number of people being smuggled is up 30% over last year. And the number of arrests for drug smuggling has gone from 9 for all of last year to 41 so far this year. Troubling numbers to people who live along the coast.
We just have to get a grip on this because we don't want this community to, start seeing drug wars or people fighting over drugs at the beaches.
The agencies are training for every possible scenario because the smugglers seem to be bolder than ever before. San Diego has a joint operations center that allows the Border Patrol, customs agents, and the Coast Guard to share information in real time. Information that directly led to the most recent interceptions.
At least they're cracking down on it right now.
Lynn Stewart, San Diego 6 News.
And one person on board the boat in Mission Bay jumped and apparently swam to shore. He's still on the loose tonight.
A developing story out of Encinitas this morning. 3 suspected illegal immigrants are in custody after their boat washed up on shore.
Now, this happened at the beach at Neptune Avenue and North El Portal Street. And San Diego 6's Jenny Hamill has been following this story throughout the night. She's live with the very latest. Jenny.
Yeah, good morning, and we still have yet to get official word from either sheriff's deputies or members of the Border Patrol. They've given us some heads up as to getting some information later on, but we have been able to assemble some sort of story here. We know that 3 men now in custody. We believe 3 illegal immigrants who came on this boat, which, as we can see right there, being towed away at this moment. It was washed ashore for the last several hours. Lifeguard trucks had their lights on it, and that is where the 3 men were originally detained. Let's go ahead and look at some video. Now, this is video that our photographer Scott shot of the 3 men actually being walked into the Border Patrol agent vehicle. It was in a good vantage point from where our news truck was, so we were able to see that pretty clearly. And it was about 3:30 that we heard word that there was a situation where there was a possible smuggling boat in Encinitas. We knew that Border Patrol agents and sheriff's deputies were dealing with it. We also have heard word that since those men have been detained, there was a situation where one of the law enforcement officials, we don't know if it was a Border Patrol agent, but that's what it seems like, that he was injured. He had to be transported via ambulance to Scripps, La Jolla, but as far as the severity of his injuries and how they were caused, we're not sure of that yet. But again, that boat just recently, now as you can see, those lights have dissipated, that boat being towed away, but currently 3 illegal immigrants in custody with the Border Patrol. Of course, sheriff's deputies and Border Patrol agents both involved in this situation. As soon as we get some more specific information as to where they were coming from, when they got here, and if there was anything on that boat, of course, we'll bring that information to you. Reporting live from Encinitas, Jenny Hamill, San Diego 6 News.
All right, thank you, Jenny. And there's another potential smuggling operation to tell you about this morning. 14 suspected illegal immigrants are in federal custody after being found on a boat in Mission Bay. That vessel was first spotted by a Border Patrol agent as it crossed into U.S. waters near Imperial Beach around 10:30 last night.